right, welcome back to Morning Live. Patrick Awori is here with me in studio, the developer of Circle app. And the Circle app helps these young people to save and, of course, invest. And Mr. Patrick will be telling us more about the app. Patrick, good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you today. And Patrick is a Ugandan who is very enterprising and is developing an app in Kenya. I wonder where the Kenyans are, but still, it's good to have
I'm also Kenyan.
You're also Kenyan?
Yeah.
But also Ugandan?
Yeah.
Okay, half?
I usually say I'm 200% East African.
Oh,
you can't be
okay,
half.
okay. So you've distanced yourself from that specifics.
No, you can't choose.
You can't choose.
No.
Okay.
You can't choose.
So, Patrick, the Circle app,
Yes.
when you talk about youth and investment, it's something very tricky. I'll tell you for free that the youth in East Africa, saving has been a problem.
Yeah.
But you can't save and don't have that job. So, yeah, you know what I mean. But still, there's some aspect of, there's something that you're doing that gives you some money, a little bit of money. And the savings culture has been so poor. But now you're coming up with the Circle, that's the app itself. Maybe what drove you towards now developing this app?
Actually, that's right where we started. We started, our vision is to change the culture around savings because we are aware that it's toxic. What's the mentality right now? People think savings is for rich people or people with a job.
Yeah.
And yet everybody does something to eat every day.
It's
so
true
people are employing themselves or they're employed. Even those who are employed don't save. So we're changing the culture to make it more, first of all, secure, to make it more convenient and affordable for all, for everyone. So the young people, the women, the elderly. That's where really we began, and we thought maybe the Circle app will be a great first step. Okay, what does the Circle app do? It allows you to save for different goals, and it also allows you to save in groups. So it's a goal-saving platform and a group-saving platform. And that's basically the backdrop of what Circle is about. Yeah.
Okay. Why Circle? Why the name Circle? You chose Circle.
Circle, our brand represents, if you look at a circle, it's complete.
Yeah.
It's connected.
Yeah.
It's the symbol of community. Those are all values that encompass the work that we do. All right. It's about empowerment. You know, there's a saying that within us that those who save together grow together.
Yeah.
All right. If the mentality about savings right now is that if you get a small income, you don't think you can afford to save. All right. So you'd rather go and borrow money that's very expensive.
Yeah.
And borrowing isn't bad, but if you save, maybe you'll need to borrow less. And if you save with a friend, you'll need to borrow even less than what you needed to borrow.
It's true that.
Say, practically speaking, if you needed 10K for a project, and if you mobilize 3 or 4 of your friends, maybe you'll just need 2K for the project.
It's true that.
And you'll complete the project quickly and start another one and another one. So that's what Circle allows you to do. The Circle app lets you create goals, save with friends, or you can save individually, but for different goals.
Okay. So traditionally, we used to a culture where we've been using banks, we've been using our circles, we've been using so many avenues to save money. But right now, the digital age is catching up big time, and right now we're seeing that there is an aspect of even apps coming to help people save. Now, you see, by the time you introduce an app to someone who's a traditionalist and he's used or she's used to saving money in the bank, right now an app is coming. Now, trust also comes in. By the time I trust your app, a Circle, yes, I'm saving my money with you guys, but again, how will I trust you? Will you maybe vanish the money? And also, understand, as an app, you must be kind of powered by a bank somewhere. Maybe you can tell us more about that also.
True. First of all, trust is our business. In banking, you're selling really trust.
Yeah.
But what banks have not been really good at selling is hope. Okay. So some banks, we know the names, and I won't say them on air, that have had licenses and they've had the trust of people. They have also crushed the hope and dreams of people. So many banks in the last 3 years have collapsed.
Yes.
All right. So being a bank is not a guarantee of trust. You might trust your M-Pesa agent or your boda rider more than you'll trust a big bank.
Yeah.
All right. So it's what you do with that trust that matters the most. It is true that savings is a regulated space, and to operate in savings, you have to be compliant. So we do have a banking partner.
Okay.
All your deposits are held in a licensed institution.
Okay.
Our job is just to operate the platform.
All right.
It's an app, it's on Play Store. That's our side.
Okay.
The money, you know, when you deposit your money, it's by M-Pesa.
Yeah.
Okay, or by Visa or MasterCard for those who are in the diaspora.
Okay.
All those are licensed operators. They are the ones who handle the actual payments. And the money is in some account in a bank, in an actual bank. Yes, that's how it works.
Okay. So do you need to open a bank account with a specific bank you've mentioned, or you guys you sort everything out?
We sort it there and then. All right. The beauty of digitizing some of these apps and products is to make them convenient. So when I download Circle and I sign up on Circle, I don't need to go to a bank and do it again. Or if I have one savings account and I'm operating it, and you know, with like banks, very few banks allow you to create different buckets for your different goals. For instance, if you have a group with your friends and you want to go for a weekend trip, or you know, simple things like those, you'll have to create a new account. All right. With Circle, you're already in the system.
It's true.
You add a new one, just like WhatsApp. When you're creating a WhatsApp group, does WhatsApp tell you to sign up again?
It's just a quick one.
It's a quick one.
Sure.
So that's
Now,
where we come in.
Something else. Let's talk about T&Cs, or maybe sometimes people call them terms and conditions. You know, in so many ways, let me say 99.9% do not read the terms and conditions, because digitally you're always told yes, given a tick. In fact, it's easier for you to actually get the tick. But now people don't really read the terms and conditions. And do you have them? And also, how can they guide people? Because sometimes we get into situations that when we want to exit, it can become difficult. Why? We didn't get what we're getting. We didn't get at first what we were getting ourselves into. So it becomes very difficult. So T&Cs maybe. What do you think about that? And what does Circle offer?
Very important. I think an important role we play is to educate the customer, not just about our product, but also to educate them about how it will help them. See, most banking or financial services out there are not good at educating the customer and saying, hey, you don't need this loan, all right? This loan will put you in some type of way. Read the terms and conditions. We do have terms and conditions in our app. It's the first thing when you sign up.
Just skip it.
People just skip it. But even when somebody is in the app, it's important to constantly educate them about the app and what they can do with it. Say, hey, there's this feature. Have you tried it? Okay, that's part of the education process. It's or financial literacy. Now, we actually have a project that we're working on that is going to be very in-depth financial literacy, and it will be personalized, not lecturing guys, just saying, hey, this is how to do it, this is what you must do. No, we want something interactive. So imagine if you could text Circle and say, hey, what do you think about this? And it comes back to you with a suggestion. These are some of the tools available to us now with AI and machine learning platforms. But not to go too deep into the technicalities of it. The point is, your financial provider or your bank should have a personal relationship with you, and that's what we're trying to do with Circle. When you start your savings account in Circle, you'll get reminders to save. Your bank doesn't remind you, hey, you promised to save on 5th.
Wow,
You see, with Circle, there is research that says if you have a goal in mind, first of all, you have to think about what you're saving for. You don't just save for the sake of it.
It's true that.
So in Circle, we force we nudge our customers to label. We call them circles. The circle that they're opening. So you label it. If it's school fees, already you're now thinking of a goal. So you say school fees. You even write a small description. It's for my
yeah.
is for Ashley and James
Yes.
or Brayo.
Yes.
These are your sons and
Okay,
daughters.
okay.
Yeah, and with a goal in mind, you'll get reminders. Maybe it's weekly or monthly or daily that hey, school fees circle
School fees.
is due.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that's education.
Okay. She's also very creative. But now
Yeah.
I'm seeing you capitalizing on some weaknesses here.
Yeah.
The major banks have weaknesses because there's so much concentrating on their sales, on the loans, on the SMEs, on how to maybe take deposits, loans. But look at the human touch. You're trying to be simple. You're simplifying financing. And this is something that I believe you will win with it big time. So do you think also, I'm not talking about now Circle, yes, you're capitalizing on the weaknesses the banks have, but what do you think about, as much as there are maybe mega companies, mega entities, do you think simplifying these issues, just how to communicate with the people? Yeah, I understand some accounts are dormant for a very long time. Yeah, like reminding you, hey, person X, please make a little bit of deposit in your account. It might help you do one thing. What do you think about our system? Is it a broken banking system because you're capitalizing on these weaknesses and you know that? Yeah.
I get this question all the time. Is banking dead?
Yeah.
Or because now there's hype about Bitcoin and what?
Yes,
Is
so many things coming
cash
up.
dead?
Yeah.
We usually get asked these questions, and I said no. Change is natural.
Okay.
And it's inevitable. I think traditionally, just moving away from Circle, like you said, traditional or legacy ways of doing things are changing. All right. You can look at the age of me, and I've been doing this 7 years. So this is an industry that's going to be dominated by the young people, and we have a very different mindset.
Okay.
All right. We have a different mindset. All we need to do is to take what works from the old ways and make it more creative. Like you use the word creative. That's what we're doing. We're just doing the same things creatively. I didn't have to tell you much about my app for you to know what it's about.
Yes.
That means saving is not new. Group saving is not new. It's something people have done for generations and generations, but naturally things change. So we are not competing with anyone. We are complementing these banks. Like I said, we work with a bank.
Yeah.
There are many things that banks offer that we are not educated about, for instance. Now our job is just to bridge that, the gap.
Okay. All right. Encryption, encryption is very important, and it's just still part of the trust. And when your app is well encrypted, that means I will be able to operate in a maybe stealthily way, or just the way I want to operate. But now in savings, there must be also discipline of withdrawal. So how do you make sure guys are disciplined and the encryption is up to date? Because now I can't just save and withdraw anytime. That's a very key thing. You can't just save and withdraw anytime. That means you'll clear everything.
The majority of people who do that have not, for instance, had a goal in mind.
Okay, but do you give people the chance to withdraw anytime? Because now your money, you need to be disciplined.
That's true. Discipline comes. It's you who has to take ownership of it. To be honest, people ask me, why don't you just deduct from people's salaries to save? That is not saving. Saving is proactive.
Yeah,
it's voluntary.
Sure,
it's you have to drive the process. What we do, encryption. That is now you're touching on cybersecurity.
Absolutely,
very important.
Very important. Yeah,
data is now becoming the most valuable commodity in the world, if not already. It has surpassed oil.
It is.
It has surpassed oil, exactly. So we're having concerns, even from the big companies, about how data is being used, all right? Is it being used to help you? Okay. I just mentioned, like, for instance, we are using data to educate the customer, all right? So we're giving the data back to them in an organized way. So if you, it's important for us to have ethical values and standards as operators in the fintech industry or in the apps industry. So there are a lot of issues. It's a very complicated one that I can't exhaust in the time that we have today. But what we are doing as Circle is to make sure that we operate transparently. We hold you accountable to your own commitments, while giving you control of your money at the same time. So you can create an account at 2 p.m. and withdraw your cash at 7 p.m. As long as you've hit your goal.
Okay.
If your goal was 2K,
Okay.
3K,
Okay.
the other thing we're trying to tell people is that it's important to just save in small amounts.
Okay.
Don't think that you have to, don't think very far. Personally, I put away 100 bob per day. All right.
Okay.
If I can, I put away maybe 200 bob per day.
Okay.
That money, most majority of the youths, at least after school, you can afford to put away 100 bob per day.
Yeah, it's true.
That is 3K per month. Okay. At the end of the year, when you're going to Shags for the holiday, your ticket is there. All right.
Yeah.
This is money you won't even remember that you're putting away. After some time, it just becomes a habit. So will say, "Hey, M-Pesa, hey,
Yeah.
quick."
Yeah.
Now that's what we're doing. You'll find that you're getting into a habit.
Yeah.
All right.
is very good
Your
thing.
mentality is changing just naturally. It's human behavior.
Yeah.
Like your previous guest said, when your mind changes, your
Yeah.
behavior changes.
It's good you had that.
I was listening very attentively. So, yeah, when your mentality changes, your behavior changes, and that's our vision.
Absolutely. So let's take a short break. When you come back now, I will be asking Aori if they have capability to give guys loans, because, you know, at the end of the day, loans, they have to accrue some interest. So are they giving loans or just about savings? All that coming to you after a short break. Stay tuned to Morning Live. Right, welcome back to Morning Live. Patrick Awori is here with me in studio, and they came up with the Circle app to help you save and, of course, invest in the future. But again, my question is clearly, do they offer some loan services? You know very well in this country, we can't mention the names, but the mobile lending apps are so many. But for them, they're helping you to invest, to actually save, and maybe invest later. But the mobile lending apps, Patrick, back to you. This is something that indeed, when you talk about, it's actually very big. And we have so many casualties, especially the young people who get listed somewhere in the CRB. It's something people have been fighting, but again, it's there. You can't beat it. Now, Circle app, are you looking forward to one day coming up? It's maybe lending a situation.
Sure. Circle app in the future will be a full suite, your financial partner.
Okay.
So we will do everything eventually. If you go to China and you look at a platform like WeChat,
Okay.
I know you've heard of platforms like Paytm in India.
Yeah.
Where you're shopping, you're ordering
Doing
food,
anything, actually, yeah.
your whole life is in one ecosystem.
Yeah.
One day in Kenya, we're hoping to build the same environment
Okay.
where Circle works with Tala, works with Branch, works with KCB, and we all come together and give you
Okay.
everything.
Okay. So,
But we have to come together.
Okay.
We have to all come together and create products which are customer centric,
Okay.
which meet the customers or that young youth,
Okay.
energetic person's needs.
A research was done, that was late April, towards the end of April, that out of maybe the young people aged between 22 to 35, when you look at their apps in their mobile phones, 92% had a mobile lending app. 92%.
Yeah.
That's very big. Like nearly every young person somewhere has this app. As much as we're talking about savings, I'm also too hungry to get more from. Yeah, because we can't save and we have this boring culture.
Yeah, we do have a mentality about money which is reactive.
Yeah.
The statistics say 64% of borrowers in Kenya are under debt stress. Now, debt stress means that you're reducing consumption of something else just to service your debt.
Yeah.
So they said out of 2 out of 3 Kenyans are servicing debt.
Okay.
It's very bad. It's not just for the youth, even the our parents, even our older brothers and sisters. We've just been in a perpetual cycle of debt stress, and you become trapped in it. What we are trying to do at the company is Imaginarium. We're trying to approach it from a different angle.
Okay.
All right. We're saying, okay, before we and loans are helpful. They're really helpful.
Yeah.
If you have a goal in mind and you have a plan, all right, you might need help to achieve your dream.
Sure.
But where we're coming from is educating the customer first, all right?
Yeah.
So that the customer is forced to make a plan, to prepare, and then when you go for a loan,
Okay.
you're able to meet your goal or to reach your vision.
It's true that.
Okay, and that's where we come in as Circle. But personally, if I'm to speak openly, personally, I think that what is going on in Kenya is great. Okay, every great achievement sometimes has some, it always has its challenges.
Yes.
But we learn from our mistakes. I don't think that that customer out there who could not get a loan from the bank and went to some of our colleagues and got that loan that saved their life.
Yeah.
I really think that's something we should educate the public about.
Okay.
We should really also tell the good news. And as an African, a young African, we need to start thinking about ourselves in a different light.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Sure.
and to tell a different story. I can give you so many success stories from these loans and these savings apps, which unfortunately not getting out there.
Okay.
So we have a perception problem, and in the media, it's similar with even like the way disasters are reported.
We've never heard of a positive story, actually.
There's no
They're
positive
saying,
story.
it's messing up with the young people. They can't save, they can't do anything.
Yeah, and yet the research is out there saying that not all the people who are borrowing are betting. It's actually minority of the borrowers out there are betting. It's just those unhealthy contracts. You don't read the T and C's. So you don't know which one works for you. That's where we need to put in more work. I have a lot of work to do as Circle, so I cannot point fingers at another company and say, hey, you guys are doing this wrong and what. We have to think, okay, the government comes in, the central bank, the bankers, everybody has to merge so that we can solve some of these issues. But something big is happening in Kenya, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Now, Kenyans, mostly the young people, have developed a mannerism where they give themselves, for example, they say, I'm dedicating 52 weeks of doing something. Either dieting, either doing so many things just to improve your lifestyle. Some have gone the savings way, where I'm dedicating 53 weeks of savings. But now look at 53 weeks of savings. It's kind of also confusing, because why are you only saving for 53 days? And it's something that you can actually have it for a lifetime.
Exactly.
Yeah, so maybe such issues, when I say, okay, I started saving in January and my target is to end it in the end of August, actually. That's kind of not very right, because now I believe dieting, you do you. But now look at the financial aspect. Do you think it's wise to give you a deadline, to give yourself a deadline maybe for savings?
Yes.
Is it wise to give yourself a deadline, for example, 52 weeks?
Yeah, I think it helps with developing a habit. Usually if you're starting something, you don't have the habit or the culture. In the Indian community, saving is part of the culture. In China, saving is part of the culture, and you know where both of them are now. Now in Africa, in our community here in Kenya, we need to develop the culture. But where do we begin? We have to gamify it, make it fun. Say 52 weeks challenge.
You must make it fun for people.
You make it fun, and that's what we've been trying to introduce into banking and finance. All right, it's not for the math whiz or for the educated guy. everybody can relate with a small game.
Okay.
Everybody has to have a trick. So as at Imaginarium, we also support these campaigns, 52-week challenge.
Okay, okay.
On our Twitter or our Facebook, we'll try to support,
Yeah.
because it gets people into the culture,
Okay.
which is in line with our vision,
All
to
right.
change the culture.
Okay.
Once people get into the culture, the sky is the limit.
Okay.
You'll
All
find
right.
poverty in Kenya will disappear.
Interesting. Now, looking at the culture also in terms of living for the moment, many young people are living for the moment, and it's one situation that has really put so many young people in problems. Yes, I understand. I need to go out with my friends. I need to maybe just traverse the country, have fun, go camping somewhere, but living for the moment. That lack of vision is proving to be something very common. Why are the young people living for the moment? Maybe you, as someone who's now divulged into the finance sector, you understand what happens. But again, they say we are spiritual beings. Maybe we don't know about tomorrow. Some people rely on that statement big time, and I believe where I'm seated is very unfortunate.
Yes, and I've been there.
Wow.
I have to be open. Transparency is a very important
It's
thing.
very important. Yeah, sure.
Kenyans or Africans, we don't speak openly about our challenges.
It's true that. Very
Our
true.
generation has a challenge, partly because of we don't have role models who we can look up to and say, these guys did it,
Yeah.
so this is how to do it. If you look at the literature which has been published out there about wealth creation.
Okay.
For instance, if I write an autobiography, I am Mr. Our business gurus here and dons here. I'm Mr. Chris Kirubi. I've written a book. If you look at the amount of publishing done by African leaders and Western, there is a very, very big imbalance, all right? Most of the ideas about how to live and how to get rich and how to get there are foreign to us. They are not contextualized. So we don't have role models from the previous generations to follow. We just know that guy with illicit money, drives a big car, made it in a short time, and naturally we learn by observation.
Yes, true.
So I don't know whose fault it is, but we have a challenge in our generation of living for the moment or short-term kind of mentality about money, which is wrong.
Okay.
I agree that we do need to start thinking bigger and also having a little bit more self-worth.
Okay.
Like it's a spiritual thing, actually.
It is.
Once you're self-aware and confident and proud to be African, then you'll change your... If it's mental, it becomes cultural, it becomes big.
Absolutely. So finally, how can they get the app? iOS, maybe Android?
It's an Android app. We're working on our iOS version. If you go to circlesavings.app, it's there.
Okay.
Or if you go to the Play Store and you search for Circle by Imaginarium or Circle Imaginarium, you'll see our beautiful logo there, and you just download it directly. Payments are via M-Pesa, via card. You can save from anywhere in the world. You can save with anyone in the world, and as many times as you want. It's a straightforward product. But if you have any questions, we usually respond.
All right. Something else. Some banks are really trying to be sophisticated in how they do their apps. Now, from a developer's angle, user friendliness is very important. Whereby I open an app, it's so straightforward.
Yes.
I don't need to do so many things. Like, goodness, some apps, once you look at them, it's like you're in an exam room and it's your app. You need to enjoy what you're doing. So have you tried to make sure that indeed these are young people, they want to do it quickly and then they move on in their lives? How user friendly is it, maybe?
We're really proud of our design. It's the simplest. There's not many stories. Other apps out there sometimes get very complicated because they've put everything
big time,
in one place. Circle is straightforward. The moment you're in, it will get straight to the point.
Okay.
How much?
Yeah.
By when?
Yeah. Simple.
And how?
let's move on.
And let's move on.
Okay.
So that's how Circle is.
Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick Awori, for
Thanks
coming.
for
I
having
really
me.
appreciate your sentiments. I learned a lot also because now I think savings culture should be embraced in the country, East Africa actually as a whole, because I feel like we have a long way to go.
Get the app.
I will get the app. Thank you so much. All right, that's what I had for you right here, and we're taking a short break. Coming back soon with more on Morning Live. Stay tuned.